Fox News alert on a major new Second Amendment controversy as Washington attempts to finalize federal gun control regulations. We are now hearing that at least one state is already working on confiscating some guns. And the first time out did not go well. Welcome to America Live, everyone. I'm Megyn Kelly. This is an unbelievable story. We are tracking a new controversy over a gun grab here in New York State. It is apparently tied to the new law they passed here in the wake of the Newtown, Connecticut shootings that requires mental health professionals to alert the government if they believe a patient is likely to hurt himself or others. Now, that's old. It's always been that if a psychiatrist thinks you're going to hurt yourself or somebody else, you're supposed to go report that to somebody. The New York law added a new requirement that once they go report that to somebody, to a mental health official in the county, that person needs to call the gun licensing people. And the gun licensing people need to call the local county officials who then come to get your gun. Now, the government uses this information. They make the determination whether you should get to keep your gun permit. And at least one legal gun owner says this just happened to him. He got a notice from the state informing him that his gun permit was being suspended. He was ordered to hand over all of his weapons. He did. Just one problem. The state now says, we got the wrong guy. Sorry. That man is not happy. Trace Gallagher live in our West Coast newsroom with more. We are in touch with this man's attorney. The news continues to break on this moment by moment. Bring us up to speed, Trace.
The man's name is David Lewis, Megyn, in Erie County, New York, and you're exactly right. The reason that he went and turned his 7 guns into the police is because the letter that he got said if he didn't turn his guns in, they were going to come to his house and get his guns. Lewis' lawyer wondered how his client's private medical records were accessed by the government. Well, here's how. Under the Health Privacy Act, or HIPAA, it says, and I'm quoting here, a major goal of the privacy rule is to assure that individuals' health information is properly protected while allowing the flow of health information needed to provide and promote high-quality health care and to, get this, protect the public's health and well-being. Well, that phrase, protect the public health and well-being, apparently falls under New York State's new gun law, which is called the SAFE Act. It goes after people, quoting again here, likely to engage in conduct that would result in serious harm, self or others, well, meaning that if you threaten suicide or homicide. But the lawyer says David Lewis never made any threats, has no criminal record, no history of violence, but did get medication for a short-term illness. But David Lewis' doctor did not report him to the state. But here's the deal. Under the new law, nurses, social workers can also request that your guns be taken away. But it was unclear exactly who turned him in. And now, as you said, Megyn, we know nobody turned him in. The New York State Police got this wrong, with the Erie County clerk now saying, quoting here, when the state police called to tell us they made a mistake and had the wrong person, it became clear the state did not do their job here, and now we all look foolish. The clerk goes on to say the mental health laws in New York are flawed, saying, quote, until the mental health provisions are fixed, these mistakes will continue to happen. The problem is, apparently this lawyer has other clients, other people are getting their guns taken away. And now, David Lewis and his lawyer, as you might imagine, Megyn, are suing the state of New York.
This is incredible because this guy, he had some history where for a brief period he was on medication, so he assumes, I guess this is what they're referring to, and as a result I've got to turn over all my guns. And only because he paid money, hired a lawyer, decided to press it further, did he find out, and did the state find out, you know what, we weren't after you at all. We had no right to go reporting your medical history to anybody, to be getting your guns from you. No right whatsoever, which they now admit.
And if I just can add one more thing, Megyn, and also because of this law, not only he didn't get a lawyer when his guns had been taken away, but he couldn't get any more guns for 5 years, despite the fact that he was only on the medication for a short amount of time. There is a 5-year ban from getting a new gun permit.
It's unbelievable. So now this clerk in Erie County, who was forced to do it, who was the executioner in all of this, he was the one who was forced to go, you know, collect David's guns under protest from the sound of it. Now this clerk is coming out, as you mentioned, and says our governor needs to take a step back and say, we didn't get this law right. We've got to change this. I mean, everyone in New York State is subject to this now. It's not just this man. the law is what it is, and this is how things are going to be implemented. Not so well from the look of it. Trace, thank you. Yep. In our next hour, we're going to take a closer look at exactly how the police and someone, was it the state police? Was it the county mental health officials? Who was it? Somebody blundered, and big time, and violated this man's privacy. Now, we've released his name because now he's stepping forward to say, look what happened to me. It could happen to you, too. And his lawyer is with us live in our next hour. Unbelievable.